My involvement with Indigenous people goes back way over 60 years. And all through that time, I have learned bit by bit the struggles they've had since settlement. Like this is really brought out to me in a conversation I had with Ray Minikin a few years ago. Let's be straight, right? What could an Aboriginal family offer to Australia?
What can we offer?
Yeah. Come on.
Well, we offer employment to all the white fellas right now with our $30 billion.
So what do you think people want from you?
I mean, that's a question that, I should put to you, Bill. What do you want from us?
Your friendship.
Yeah, well, that's a given. What else?
Your
But
brotherhood.
what's in that friendship? What do you mean by friendship? What do you think a friendship with an Aboriginal person would mean to you personally?
Well, let me put it the other way. I feel I'm losing out because I haven't got it.
Yeah. And so what does that mean to you? What haven't you got from us?
Probably a link to creation that many of us white people have lost.
Well, why are you looking to us for that? And if you've lost something, go and find it.
Because my feeling is part of the reason we've lost it is because we've lost the friendship with people like you.
And so what do you have to do about that in order to bridge that gap?
Work with you.
They're just nice, easy little phrases, but you got to spell it out in practical terms so that if you're going to walk with me or you're going to work with me or you want my friendship, what's on the table for us?
Maybe a better world.
Maybe
a better world. Maybe your kids and my kids will learn that there's no such thing really as colour and that we all bleed the same blood.
Okay, here I am as your friend. I've just got a family over here who has had their children taken and put into a foster care home. What can you do about helping that family get back together again? Or I've got another family here who has just had their young fella taken and put incarcerated, and they're just filling our jails. What's this friendship mean in relationship to these kind of huge, big challenges that we face now?
Well, it means I've got to get off my bum, doesn't it?
It means you have to do something
to get them off, get them out of those sorts of places.
What about this issue with the Adini mine up there in far north Queensland, which is going to rape the land, incredibly rape the ocean floors? We're left with nothing. The promises of jobs and all that kind of stuff, which never come to fruition. What is our friendship going to do to help stop that Adini mine from doing that?
But I see us suffering the same things too. I see us being victims of this endless corporatism financial world where we're struggling to survive as well. Maybe we've all got to learn to survive together rather than separate one another off.
Yeah, but that's a bit idealistic, really, in this day and age. It really is idealistic. We have this conversation like this here, but I can walk away from here saying, oh, well, that was a lovely talk with Bill, but it's meaningless unless it's followed up with something practical, something that's going to be meaningful to the friendship that we generate together. That's where we're asking for. Because we just can't keep on going down this road and wreck the whole of the country because of corporate greed.
Mate, you've really made me think today, because I'm this white guy struggling, thinking about my Indigenous brothers and sisters and wanting to reach out and wanting to make a pact and all of these sorts of things. And there's all this crap, all this absolute crap that has gone on over all these generations that make it so difficult. And I really want to thank you for coming in from the bottom of my heart, because I'll be going away thinking about this for a long time. God bless you, and thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks for having us, Bill.
Wow, there it is, straight from the heart. During Naidoc week this year, we are trying to share our hearts, right? Share our souls.
This is my new Coolamon. It's from up in Inverell on Gamillara country. My uncle sent it down for me. And yeah, this is from where I come from, so it's really good for me.
May all the words resonate and may new life come from these words. In Jesus' name, amen. Today, Sunday, is the beginning of Naidoc week. That's the week we celebrate Indigenous culture. And we're going into this week big time. In the church this morning, Sunday morning, we will be launching Stations of the Cross in the church. Now these are drawings by Indigenous people or by an Indigenous person using Indigenous birds. It's the most beautiful thing. Stations of the Cross, an Australian spirit. And Jesus has this most beautiful red heart in the big bird that Jesus is. Like, it's just wonderful. And the hope of the world here is shown in one culture raising its lovingness into the heart of another. And what we're trying to show is the mixture of the cultures. We've got the Stations of the Cross, which is Indigenous, and it shows all the blending of all the cultures, and it shows tears. Tears have all languages. Tears speak all languages. Loving compassion speaks all languages. It's at the core of life itself. There you go, brother. Now, during the week, we'll be holding a dot painting. In the very church here, we will be doing a big dot painting of Aboriginal culture, but it will also have children and people from diverse communities and oppressed communities who are sharing in all of that. The crow, how more Australian can you get than a crow giving me a hard time? Then later on in the week, we will also have an Indigenous meal here, so that hundreds and thousands of people who come here every day will be having an Indigenous meal using Indigenous products. How much more Indigenous can we get than that? And what it is deeper than all of that is an awareness of the cultures that share in this country and the original culture, which is open and warm and welcoming.
We did the art for Uncle Bill for reconciliation and for Naidoc week. So I'm just doing a gathering in the centre, and then I'm going to put females and males, and then the symbols up here for it as well, so it's a gathering spot. And then I'm going to do some honey ants and do some emu tracks up here and do some kangaroo tracks down here. And then tomorrow when that dries, then we can start to dot it. My name's Les Beckett, but my traditional name is Warumbai. From all the way from the Gulf Carpent area, all the way down to Warrabinda, and then Warrabinda all the way down to Culamulla, Bolingbird, Buwana, where I grew up, in my mother's country, my grandmother's country. What I'm doing is a gathering circle, and then I'll put there, but I've got the 4 rings for 5 years each for having the buses for Uncle Bill, because they all come here to gather, and it's thanks to his hospitality that he brings a great amount of community together. We just got the spray bottles, and we've got everyone to place their hand like this, because it represents, you know, our handprints, and it just means that there. So we paint with it, and then we add the colours, and they just do that, and then they lift their hand straight up. Folks from here, workers, volunteers, people that came, so probably about I think about 200 people added to it. There you go. Lift it up. Okay. This is a men's symbol. This is the gathering point.
I was in the sun before. But you weren't looking, you moved me. But you weren't smiling.
This is the females. I'm a Gumaroy man. But just letting this dry for tomorrow, so then I can add that dot and probably cross hatching tomorrow. So I need it to dry. If it doesn't dry, it's just going to smudge and then it's not good. What you doing, brother? Okay, what I'm doing now is just going to add some dots to the Malu.
Malu?
Yep, kangaroo. The female kangaroo looks after the joey. So the females on our side, that represents them looking after the children. On us, because we look after, the male looks after the eggs and the female goes away, so then we put the emu with the men. The dots are just to add to the artwork, so it means a lot of things. It could be laces of, but that because there's so many people here, dots represent gathering points as well as dot points on the map, or dot points on a journey, or that, because we can do dots or we can do cross hatches. So it depends on what area you're from. Yeah. So it depends on what you are. So it represents a lot of things, and it's just also to add to the intricate of your design, yeah? And it takes patience.
That's very nice, mate. It's beautiful. You're really adding to the
Cheers,
frame
guys.
in a big way.
Yeah, my hand. Into my hand.
This whole Naidoc event, the whole week, has been organised by Heather. Everything from the 12 or the 16 stations of the cross to the painting to the lunch today has been organised by Heather. How does it make you feel, Heather?
Amazing that it's been such a great week this week, and I think especially the Indigenous educators that came along have done a fantastic job of introducing our guests and our staff and volunteers to the Indigenous culture, and the canvas is just absolutely gorgeous. Yes.
Heather is Indigenous, but she was brought up in Glasgow. When she came for the job here, I said to her, it's a pretty tough place. She said, Bill, I grew up in Glasgow.
I wanted, as part of our connection to the Indigenous community, I asked Jeffrey Samuels, a local artist who designed our memorial wall, to create a tag, if you will, our banner that we could put underneath our logo whenever we do anything to do with the First Nations community, to signify a connection. And he created a few designs, and this was the one that he chose that you can see along the bottom, so that we could then create this beautiful banner again that we can use during First Nation events, and hopefully show that we are open to every community, especially the Indigenous people.
Later I'll put on the honey ants. Honey ants.
Amazing work.
Hey,
Good morning.
Good morning.
God bless you, sweetheart. Can I give you a hug?
Of course. My name's Annie Marie Barbaric. I'm originally from Southwest Rocks, New South Wales, so Dungutty girl, and live on the Gundungurra land and work here on the Eora Nation. So Kuru Culture was developed about 15 years ago as a not-for-profit organisation, so that we could support our communities, but be able to create individual funds rather than worrying about chasing grants. Today you've got the kangaroo kofta. Our famous croc dog, which is a crocodile, like sausage on a mini roll.
Crocodile hot dog.
Sorry, any bird seed? No bird seed?
We've got some beautiful homemade sauces, so we grow our fruit and herbs and spices. So any jams today, you'll actually be eating jams straight from our gardens and our kitchens. But I'm Stolen Jen, so it was a way of finding a way of reconnecting to culture and handing back to communities.
Thank you.
I tell you, I've never eaten crocodile hamburgers, and I've never eaten kangaroo. I've never eaten it. Dig the t-shirts. Dig the t-shirts. Look at them. Look at them. Look. Really good. Special t-shirts for the day.
My name's Jamali Dawson and I'm from the Metropolitan Local Aboriginal Land Council, and we've got the dance troupe here today. We're doing teaching the community a bit of dance for Naidoc. Welcome.
To sum this up in one word, it'd be, I'm so grateful. I can never repay to Indigenous people the gift they gave to me. And this in some way makes up for it, but I still don't give half of myself as much as they do. It's really good, isn't it?
Hello, Father Bill. How are you, my friend? All right, mate? Good on you. Thank you.
Crocodile.